Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is our weekly angelic message for the week beginning February 11th, 2019. Happy Valentine's Day, and let's get into it. Before we get started, if you would like a personal reading with me, as of the recording of this video, I am running a little ahead of schedule. Just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services tab. Please remember that that is first come, first serve. So if you wait even a couple of days, by the time you get in line, there could be several people ahead of you. So please understand that all terms still apply. A special thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and thank you all for getting my courses and extra readings on Gumroad. I will be posting the March 2019 readings here shortly. So again, thank you for all of your support, and all that information is down below. So let's get into it here with the Autowrite. We have ease into your circumstances. Okay, so there's an evening out kind of feeling that starts to occur this week. You will see how instances come together. You will have insight on why things have been as they are. So things are going to start clicking. They're going to start making sense. You're going to start realizing, oh, that's where the miscommunication happened. That's why this person thought to do this. And you start to iron things out for some of you out there. Now, if you're somebody who's in resistance to that, right, or you just assume that everyone is going to get you, or you feel like you have to live on the defensive because you have some unprocessed pain or something of the like, might be a little bit different for you. But for a lot of people out there, there'll be this sort of clicking together, like the puzzle pieces coming together. And then they go on to say, if I can read it, and as outside fighting continues, remain strong in knowing your peace is accessible anytime you wish it to be. So anything that's going on outside of you, you can come back on it. Even if someone is being rude or whatever, it's that kind of feeling of really, it just isn't even, it's bouncing right off of you, which is very, very nice. If you are tired, rest. If you are weary, take heart. For what you see and experience is not the whole story, right? So we don't want to get focused on, what's right in front of us and, oh my gosh, and get fixated, because there is a big picture. And I think the energy of this week is asking you to sort of connect in with that big picture and have a higher understanding. That way, I'm feeling like things won't feel as stressful if you do that. All right. So remember, even if something's happening right here, right now, in the moment, it's probably a temporary situation. Okay. So then they say you can only be where you are. So don't try, rushing ahead. Take steps when you feel it is right to do so. Everything else will steal your wind. I'm imagining that's breath. Steal your wind, your breath, and peace of mind. So what will you do? Ask for help of the highest beings of God's light. Ask for messengers, and they shall come. No one is excluded, for you are all loved. So that's another message too. If any of you are starting to feel like God has overlooked you, or seems like everybody else is getting help, why am I not getting help? It could have a lot to do with where you are just on your soul's path and what you're supposed to be learning right now. But this is a week where everyone deserves to plug back into that peace. And so please don't feel like you are excluded. Please don't feel like, for some of you, maybe you think you're beyond help, or like, oh, I'm too far gone, or God would never listen to me, or the angels would never help me out. Of course they will. And they're reminding you of that. So please don't be afraid to ask for their help. All right, let's get on to the cards. Okay, I just cleared out the deck. Let's see what we have going on for February 11th, 2019. All right, that should do it about right there. The first card we have for this week is Black Tourmaline Protection. So this is a time where a lot of people, just from like the divine source, feeling protected, feeling like you're going to be okay. Black Tourmaline is also very grounding, and it absorbs negativity, right? So there's this whole messaging here that we're not allowing things to infiltrate our energetic field. Now, you guys know that I'm the type of reader, I always say, set your boundaries. Don't let people take advantage of you or take advantage of your vulnerabilities or, kick you when you're down kind of thing, or try to drag you off track. And I stand by that. I think that's still very important to do that, to set those boundaries. But what I think this card is also saying is that through your groundedness, you're going to feel your own strength. And so as things start to occur outside of you, because you're so solid, you have your clarity, you have a way forward. Again, with this whole idea of solutions popping up, you might have an opportunity pop up this week where maybe that gets you going in a different direction for your career. Or maybe there's some love potentials here going on this week. But this is definitely saying you're protected. You don't have to hide. You don't have to distance yourself from others. All right? You'll be discerning and you'll know how to handle things as they come about. So then we have Kunzite self-love. So that is the thing to plug into this week, all that self-love, that self-care. And this with protection, I honestly feel like this is saying it's okay for you to be you. You don't have to pretend to be into someone if you're not. You don't have to pretend to like something if you don't. All right? And Kunzite is such a powerful love crystal. So I think what this is getting at, and you can work with Archangel Shamuel, who is known as the Archangel of Love this week. But I think what Kunzite really talks about is when you are centered and grounded in who you are, you're comfortable with that. Now you see how you want to move forward, how you want to proceed. Some of you might, unfortunately, because it is Valentine's Day week, some of you might decide it's time to leave a relationship because you're not being respected or honored. Same kind of thing with whatever you engage in, okay? Whether it's a job, something you volunteer for, what have you. So some of you might be making some decisions this week where it's like, you know what? Not the right thing for me. I'm going to head in this direction because this is where my fresh start is, right? But that Kunzite definitely does talk about a big love frequency. So loving yourself, that then helps you attract in someone who is a really, good and appropriate partner for you. Oh, I love this. So then we have Diopte's heart healing. Yes. So this isn't the kind of week where we go, oh, I'm so sad about this, that, and the other. This is like you're looking at it, but you're not falling down into a pit of despair. Does that make sense? It's becoming apparent where your heart needs to be healed. Some of you might be looking at some of your relationship patterns. We talked about, distancing yourself from people. Is that what you've been doing? Is that out of a distrust? Or have you started to distrust your own instincts, right? If you've been in situations that just have never worked, you might have shut down your own heart and said, well, I can't trust myself to make this decision because every time I have, hasn't worked out well, all right? And then again, that leaves you wide open and vulnerable for people to come in and try to tell you what the truth is, right? And maybe it's not correct. So this will be the week where it feels nice. It feels like in a peaceful way, things come to the surface. You have a realization, you have an aha moment, and that's a part of that self-love, giving yourself that space for that heart healing. Yes? And from there, you guys are really turning a corner with your personal energy. So then we have Selenites, spiritual awakening. So there will be the presence of angels everywhere if you allow it. And even if you don't, I know I have people who watch my videos who don't necessarily believe in angels, which is interesting, but hi, and thank you for being here. You might see this as being at peace, okay? You're just tuning in and allowing things to kind of flow over you. Being in that higher frequency, right, is what we talk about all the time. But for the majority of my audience who do believe in angels, this would be angelic presence being around you, being able to talk and have a heart-to-heart with your angels or with God. If you believe in Jesus, then with Jesus, whatever the case may be, whatever your path to the divine is, this is what you are engaging in. And there's this beautiful thing that starts to happen. I mean, it really is this feeling at ease with what is, even if it's beyond your control, even if it doesn't look so good on the surface. You're going through a self-cleansing. You're going through a self-awakening, a spiritual awakening. It's opening up all this self-love, this healing. You're releasing, and you're protected and safe in doing so. Okay, so let's get the color card and let's see what else is to be said about this. Yeah, even if you have people who are trying to take advantage of you or trying to go back on what they've promised or anything of the sort, or anybody's trying to betray you, you kind of sort of flow right around it. And it really does become their problem. Even though you might feel like you're on the receiving end, you still have a way around it. Okay? You have a way to get yourself out and beyond any sort of betrayal. All right. One more shuffle. We have... Oh, nice. Green, revitalize your nervous system. The number is 31, reduces to 4. Again, that kind of goes into that angelic presence. But look at this. This is very spring-like. This is healing that heart. Your heart brightens up, right? It opens up. And so, you know, for some of you, I know a lot of people here in the U.S. at least who celebrate Valentine's Day, you might get very, very fixated on a love partner, or if you're single, to get a love partner. And there's a nice, easy kind of healing going on here, okay? Again, as I said with the heart healing card, it's not as if it's like tearing you down so that you fall apart. It's just you see it and you have the strength to deal with it. And it lightens your load, right? It just sort of like a weight gets lifted off of your shoulders. This also talks about, because these solutions are coming in, if you've been having money problems, green is money, right? At least here in the U.S., our money is green. There could be some solution around that as well. There could be things that you thought you owed money on and it flows away. This is like a lot of prosperity, but it comes from allowing divine energy to come on through you, to surround you, and being open to what they're bringing through for you. Now, if we deny what we're being told, or we doubt it, or we keep, pounding the path in this direction, it's the wrong direction, well, then it's not going to work out so hot for you, right? But this is a big opportunity to just feel better and to feel good and to feel in the flow of life and watching beautiful new things bloom around you. Okay? If you guys do not know, I am now posting daily readings, so please be sure to check that out. And beyond that, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm sending you so much love and take care. Bye-bye.